Hi guys, Jim here again with another Sudoku video, and today we are looking at a killer Sudoku, again from the curated list of puzzles from the Cracking the Cryptic guys. Definitely go check them out. They've got a YouTube channel. They solve harder, better puzzles than I'm doing, better and faster than me. Very entertaining. They also have produced and sell these collections, so you can get them on the App Store or on your phone, which is how I've usually been playing them, or you can get them on Steam. Well worth it if you are any interest at all in puzzle solving like this. Sudoku specifically, but yeah, they're just really good. They're handcrafted puzzles, so the logic flows very nicely. And they've done a bunch of like curated hints as well to help you go through the harder ones. They do start hard and get harder, so not necessarily for the faint of heart. But today we're looking at a killer Sudoku, which is one of the more popular variants, one of the more well-known variants as well, I should say, which involves actually having to do a bit of mental arithmetic, which is not everyone's cup of tea. But anyway, let's jump into it. Now, annoyingly, I did start the puzzle that I'm going to attempt now. Didn't get very far though. I was only going for 3 minutes, and I got no digits, I don't think. But the recording didn't work, so I had to start again. So anyway, here we go. Let's jump into it. So the gimmick with killer Sudoku, for those unaware, is that in addition to the normal Sudoku rules, where the digits 1 through 9 have to appear once in every row, column, and 9x9 grid, you also need the digits to sum up to the number given in the top left-hand corner of these cages. So in this, we need these digits to sum to 22, and there's 3 different digits. The digits do need to be different. That's not too relevant in this case because they're all contained within either the same row, column, or box, so they would have had to be different anyway by Sudoku rules. But if you had a cage that did something like this, these 2 digits, which normally would be allowed to be the same under Sudoku rules because they are not in the same box, row, or column, they would have to be different because they're in the same cage. So it adds an extra restraint there. And yeah, that's it. So let's get on with it. And a couple of obvious things. I say obvious. A couple of things that are of interest. So some cells only have one combination that will get you there. So 3 in 2 digits can only be a 1 and a 2. 24 in 3 digits can only be 7, 8, and 9. So you're looking for small clues and big clues, really. Otherwise, there's millions of combinations that can give you 16 off of 3, so that's not very much use at the moment. Obviously, it will become used later. In addition, you should know that the digits 1 through 9, if you add them all up, comes to 45. So regardless of the order that you eventually solve them, this column, I know right now, I can tell you already with no other information that it adds up to 45. So if I added up each bit here, we get 45, which can be useful for some logic. So for instance, if we think about this box and these 2 little wing cells, they sum up, if you add everything up that's given to you in the cages, it sums up to 51. Helpfully this app tells you that, otherwise you have to sit there with a calculator doing it yourself. And we know that this box adds up to 45, so the 6 more than 45 basically tells you these 2 cells add up to 6. Now, they could be the same, yeah. So they could be 2 3s, which in fact I think they are. So normally, if you think, 6 from 2 cells can only be 1, 5, and 2 and 4. Actually, because these are not in the same cage, box, or column or row, they could actually be the same. So you just need to be a bit careful there. And yeah, we've been given a digit as well down here, which is a 5, so that's quite nice. But yeah, let's get going. So, these they are actually, it's quite funny. They are a pair of 3s. The reason I know that, so a 3 in 2 cells can only be made of 1 and 2, and a 4 in 2 cells can only be made of 1 and 3. But if I think about this box has already got a 1 in it. For sure, it's in this 3 cage. So this can't be a 1. So that must be a 3. That must be a 1. And then, as I said, I found out earlier, this add up to 6. So as it happens, this is also a 3. And indeed, that's a 5 to make the 8 cage. I already mentioned that this is a 987 triple. And then a 5, so interestingly, a 5 can either be made of 1 and 4 or 2 and 3. A helpful little box here tells you that. But because it's a box, because it's a 1 already in the row, we know that it can't be the 1 and the 4, so that must be a 2 and a 3. And that leaves us a 4 and a 6 in the cage to complete the box, which is good because that adds up to 10, which is what we needed to see. What next? 7's interesting here, isn't it? Because it can't have a 1 or a 3. And there's only 3 ways to make 7, so it's a 2 and a 5. Yeah, this is interesting then, isn't it? Because there's 2 ways to make 22. One of them involves a 5, but because there's already a 5 in the box, this has to be a 6, 7, 9 triple. Right. What else can we do? Well, we can keep going down. They've got this nice staircase thing going here, haven't they? So that's a 1 and a 2, and the same way we get that that's a 3 and a 1, and in the exact same way we get that that's a 2 and a... excuse me, I meant to say that those two together are a 2-3 pair, and these are a 1-2 pair. Okay, what else is interesting? 16 off of 2 cells, that's the classic, so that is a 9 and a 7. That's the only way that that works off of 2 cells. Because you can't have 8 twice, so otherwise you could have 8, 8, but that doesn't work. Have we got any other things that are interesting? Well, because the 7 and the 9 are here, then this 15. No, sorry, I tell a lie. I thought this was 15 off of 2. In fact, that wouldn't have worked. Ignore me. I know there's a 9, so 22 off of 3 digits can in fact be made 2 ways, but both of them have a 9. So whichever one of these two it is, we know that there will be a 9 somewhere. So I can pencil mark a 9. Sorry, I prefer to pencil mark in the corner for that bit of logic. This 5 actually is helpful, isn't it? That 5 sorts the 5-2 up here, which we like to see. Okay, I can get a bit of information here. So if I add this lot up, so this is 62, so this is 17 more than 45, and with these little 3 bits sticking out. And so I know that this, and this add up to 17, so these 2 digits add up to 12, but that's not actually very helpful, is it? In fact, I could have seen that in a different way. Sorry, but this 3, this 5-2 being sorted out has actually sorted out this 2-3 pair. So that's a 2 and a 1 and a 1 and a 2 in that order, which is lovely. This is of 2. Oh, actually, yeah, this is resolved, isn't it? Well, it's not resolved, but it's helpful. So a 3 and a 5 are both already being used, so this must be a 4-8 pair, which sorts this out because it can't have an 8 in it now. So this is a 6, 7, 9 triple, and I can get rid of that 9 just to keep my pencil marks tidy. Excuse me. Well, this must be a... Oh, excuse me for 1 second. Right, apologies for that. I had a delivery to take care of. Sorry, right, where was I? Actually, can't remember. Okay, yeah, so 15. Can't have 1, 2, or 5. So it is a 3, 4, 8, isn't it? Yeah, okay. And that one can't be a 3. So okay, 22 here has a 9. It's not that exciting. 14 here can't have a 7 or a 9 because of the 16. Maybe that's interesting. So I whittle these down. Still a number of options. That must have... Yeah, I'm just going to pop the 9 in there for my own sanity. This can't have a 1, 2, or a 3. Is that interesting? Not really. Well, these two little bits sticking out add up to 6, which is interesting. So these two add up to 6, so they're either 1, 5 or 2, 4, because they're in the same row. Sorry, in the same column, so they actually do have to be the same. They do have to be different. They have to follow the normal rules of Sudoku. Oh, surely yes. Okay, sorry. So this is 18, 22. No, sorry, 18, 21, 31, 36. So these two add up to 9. So this is either an 8 or a 7, I think. And that means this is a 4 or a 3. Because it's to complete the 11 cage. Surely I know what this is. 18 can't have a 3, 4, 5, or 6 in it. 3, 4, 5, or 6. So this must be 1, 2. Yeah, okay, that kind of makes sense, doesn't it? So it's the 9, and then it's the other 11. Sorry, it's the other 9 that I've made. Yeah, okay. So there must be a 9. Must be a 9 in it. I don't know what other order. It's sort of the conjugates of this pair, if you like. This 7 can't have a 1 or a 2 in it, so it's a 3, 4 pair. Excuse me. Does that resolve this? This 7. So this 7 can't be 3, 4 anymore because whichever cell I put here interacts with this, right, quite significantly. So this is a 3 and a 4 in some order. This can't be 3 or 4. Therefore, this can't be a 3, 4 pair because what would you put here? So that can't be a 3, 4 pair. It also can't have a 2 on it because of these 2s. So it is a 1, 6. And I can resolve that. Hooray! Gosh, I feel like that's my first digit in about an hour and a half. So that is a 6. In fact, I want to say, well, it'll tell me something, won't it? So these 3 add up to 10, which means these 2 add up to 9. So this is a 6 or a 5. Have I got any information along the bottom that's of use to me yet? Well, 1. So 1 is here. Okay, yes, that's interesting, isn't it? So there can't be a 1 in any of these cells because of the cage combinations. So there's definitely a 1 here, and there's a 1 here, which means in this box, this row must have a 1 in it, and you can't put a 1 on an 11. So that's a 1. Wow. So this is an 8, 9 pair, and this sorts this out, doesn't it? Because this is a 2, this was a 7, because these two added up to 9. That's a 4 to make up to 11 for the cage. That's a 1 to make up to a 3 in the cage. And then, yeah, this is 8, 9. Okay, and this sorts this out. So that's an 8. Oh, wow, this has done some damage, hasn't it? 8, 3, 4 for the cage. 3 and 4 for the 7 cage there. And that might be it for... No, 2 and 3 up here are resolved as well. This is the power of the pencil mark. More importantly, it's the power of this software, because this game is sort of designed very well. It's got good quality of life features. No, that was not what I meant to do. That's what I meant to do. That's definitely a 3 over there. Okay. Can I remember what these two added up to? These two added up to 6. That's right. So that one can't be a 1, which means that one can't be a 5. Okay, that's interesting. Similarly, that one can't be a 4, which means that one can't be a 2. And now I have a 1-2 pair in the column, which means there can't be a 1 or a 2 in this, which means it's a 3, 5, 6. Aha! And the 3 in the box gives me this 3 here. So this is a 5, 6 pair, which resolves this because that becomes 4. That becomes 2 to make those two add up to 6. If we recall, that's a 1 and a 2. Very first clue we had pencil marked in right at the top there. And then what do I need for this column is an 8, I think. So that is an 8 and a 5 to complete the 13 cage. That gives us the 9, 8 pair for the 18 cage. This 15 now doesn't have an 8 in it. So that is a 9, 6 pair. This then rules out 9 and 6 from this cell. So that must be a 7. And that must be a 7, which is nice. There's definitely a 7 across one of those two cells. Ugh. There you go. There's definitely a 7 up here, but it can't be here because that... Oh no, sorry. No, it could. It probably is, in fact. Okay. Hang on. So this... Wait. What am I talking about? 6, 9... Where does the 8 go? So there's an 8... There's an 8 here, isn't there? Because it can't be an 8 here, because the 8 would go with the 4 to make 12, and there's already a 4. So the 8 is in here. That leaves the remainder adding up to 5. It can't be 3 and 2, so it's 1 and 4. And that order is sorted out. So that is a 4. It couldn't have been 3 and 2, by the way, because of the 3 and the 2 in this box. Because one of these cells would have had to be a 3 or a 2, which it couldn't have been. That 4 pairs up with a 1, so that's an 8, 1 pair. And this is indeed a 5, 7, as I was saying before. In fact, I can resolve that because there's a 5 over in the row over there. So that 5 and 7 pair are sorted. That's an 8, 4 by pencil mark power. That's a 1, that's a 6 and a 4. That's a 5 and a 6. Hooray. Oh, we're getting there now. Killers are great. They can be tough to break into, but then as soon as you kind of get a bit of progress, the Sudoku rules really pick up quite quickly, in addition to the cages, because the cages restrict the cells quite a lot anyway. Okay, what am I missing here? So this is a kind of a 5 or a 6. So this is 4, 7, 8, and therefore this is a 9. This is a 9 and a 2 by the looks of things. Can that resolve? Yes, it can. There's a 2 over there, so that's a... It's not a 2. That's not how do you spell 2? 2. That is therefore a 7 and a 6, which I can't resolve yet, but apparently I can resolve it pretty sharp because that's a 7, 9. 7, 6. Excuse me. What does this need for the... Oh, we knew these two added up to 9, didn't we, from back in the day? Yes, so that's a 6. These two then become 9, which is a 1, 8 pair. This box needs 5 and 3, is it? Yes, and there's a 5, 3 available to me already. This 1, 8 pair is actually already resolved. I just needed to not be lazy and look over the row. That 7, 9, 6 is sorted. This 9, 7 is sorted. One of my early clues. Good old 16 off of 2 cells. Always doing your duty. What are we missing here? We're missing 2, 9, and 5. 2 and 9 go there. 8 and 9 go here. And then we're very nearly done. If I can just figure out what's missing from this row, it is a 5. Surely I can sort this out. Top box. Yeah, this is just 4, 8, and 7 like that. And then 7 in this row goes here, combined with an 8. 8 and 5 are 13, so that must be a 6, and that must be a 4. Let's go. 20 minutes, although I was gone for a couple of minutes to collect a delivery. Very exciting. Right. So that's another killer Sudoku done. One star difficulty, don't know. That took me a little while to get into. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Hopefully you did as well. And yeah, thank you very much for watching as ever. Go check out the Cracking the Cryptic team. They are amazing. Right. Take care. Until next time. Cheers.